Hi there, welcome to Bitesize Piano. In this video I'm going to give you a very simple idea that you could use to create your own interesting minimalist inspired compositions or piano piece. And if you've never written a piece of music before, and this might be a good place to start. So I'm just going to give you some inspiration. So you may have heard of composers such as Ludovico Einaudi, Philip Glass, Michael Nyman, and these composers use more or less the same technique in many of their pieces of music. And it's not so much a technique, it's just a simple idea that sounds really effective. So minimalist music has come on in the last sort of several decades, and it's used all over TV. It's some of the most popular music that my own students really enjoy playing, prefer to play, and it can sound really pretty, really atmospherical, like good background music, and some of it can sound quite hypnotic and almost like dreamlike because of the repetition. So we're going to go to the piano now and I'm going to demonstrate or teach you this idea, and if you like the music that is being played in the background right now, this is exactly what I'll be teaching you. So the idea is that we have both hands in a chord shape. So I'm going to give you a couple of different chord progressions that you could experiment and play around with, and then we'll do a more abstract one at the very end. Let's take this E minor position. So both of my hands need to be in E minor. So E, G, B. Here's middle C, by the way. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to break up those chords in contrary motion. I prefer it going from outside inwards, like this. And I have the sustain pedal down as well. So that is the idea. It's a very simple idea, but it can make a very effective minimalist piece of music, and all you need is a good chord progression. So there, all I did was I changed the B's to a C, and now we have C major first inversion, doing the same movement. I'll go to a different chord, so we're going to go to D major, so D, F sharp and A, so we have. And you can play it for as many beats as you want to, and then we'll go back to E minor. And you can play around with different inversions as well, but the idea is that you keep your hands in the exact same shape from the notes going from left to right. So let's try that again. So the chord progression I've used there is on the screen. So we have E minor. I'm going to do them all for 4 beats each. C major, D major, E minor. So that's one example, and you can again play around with different inversions. So E minor, you could start with second inversion of E minor, and now root position of C major, so bringing the B's into C's, and then we can do second inversion of D major, to second version of E minor. You could have a go at playing them 2 octaves apart. So now I've had a look at one chord progression. Let's have a look at a different one. Again, using the same contrary motion idea and playing around with different inversions, playing around with different octaves on the piano, and coming up with some sort of structure of a short but effective and interesting piano piece. This chord progression, so we've got G minor, so I'm playing it in second inversion, so that's D, G and B flat. And you can alternate if you want to the pattern, so instead of going out then in, then out and in, you could have a go at playing out, so coming in halfway and then you could have a go at alternating the pattern. So we've got G minor. So this time, the next chord I want to go to is an E flat major 7, but I'm not going to play it in the same shape in each hand. So I'm going to play an E flat major in my left hand, E flat, G and B flat, and in my right hand I'm just going to play D, G and D, but I'm going to do the same pattern. And I'll go back to G minor, and then what I think would sound really nice is C major, so just in root position. So let's do that again. So just to hold the chords down, so you have G minor, E flat major 7, back to G minor, and again you can break these up in any way, and I think this is a nice chord progression as well. Just a short one, just to give you some inspiration, some ideas. Again, do something subtle and alternate the inversions that you play the chords, so it just gives us slightly different voicings and different upper melodies appearing. You could take it down in your left hand, you could do the same pattern, contra motion pattern, but bringing the left hand down, so we could play G, D, G, and then we could play E flat, B flat, E flat in the left hand, to G minor, and then so you're playing in fifths, playing a wider stance in your left hand, so playing in fifths with octaves. Don't need to be able to play the octaves at the same time, just move between them. So I'll do that again. Flourish at the end. So in terms of composition, you could start playing the chord progression just with all the notes held together at the same time. And then bring it down here. Left hand could start to come lower down, it starts to add more depth, starts to develop. Go back up and play the first bit again. root now I guess would be G. So just an example of how such a simple idea, you can develop it. So varying the octaves that you play, playing around with different inversions, and having a go at keeping the chords the same, but changing the notes in each hand. But the overall idea is exactly the same, so it's this contra motion pattern. So this last one, we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to give you a shape that you're going to maintain on the piano. We're not going to talk so much about what the chords are called. It's really just playing around with sounds. And this one is the one that sounds most impressionistic, hypnotic sounding, and interesting. It almost sounds atonal. So let's go back to the piano and I'll show you this last one. So it's a very distinct shape. So it's note, then you're missing a note, then we have two notes, then you're missing a note, and then adding that one. So it's 4 notes using 4 fingers, use whichever fingers you want. So keeping the shape the same in each hand. And then again, using the same idea, so going outwards, inwards, outwards, so contra motion pattern. You can have a go at turning the outer notes into sharps and flats. Just play around with starting the pattern on different notes, different areas of the piano, but again keeping it the same from right to left, but playing it in contra motion. And you get this nice sort of blurred, like impressionistic effect. So you get the same sort of chords that like someone like Claude Debussy might use. So always maintaining this shape. Playing around with different sounds, so you could flatten one of the notes. Move it up one. And it's quite difficult to make it sound bad. So I hope you have enjoyed this. I have left my whole compositions playlist below, so go and check that out in the comment section and in the description if you want more inspiration and more compositional tutorials and ideas. I do enjoy making these tutorials, so let me know if you would like more. Let me know if you have used this idea to create your own composition and whether you have used any of the chord progressions that I've given you. And go ahead and follow me on Instagram and tag me over there. I love it when people tag me on Instagram, and I watch every single performance and I will often share it in my Insta stories as well. So I hope you're well and I will see you in the next video. So that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it and that it's useful. If you'd like to leave a piano tutorial request, you need to click on this video, which takes you through to my official request space. You do need to be subscribed. All requests are noted and considered. So I look forward to seeing you over there.